This is the best I could do with the controller. 109th. And on to the replay. It's a little sloppy. How do I change the camera again? At high speed, it's very difficult. There's no setting for speed sensitivity steering. There's only just overall sensitivity. And I have the sensitivity set to the lowest sensitivity I can control the car, and it's still too sensitive for our very high speeds. So I have to lift off throttle like I did there and take it easy through these sections. Use as little input as possible. It's very easy to lose control on the brakes at high speed. This lap took many attempts. Crashed a lot here, and in basically all the high-speed sections. So the gearing, these new cars have a lot more torque than in the previous game. These hairpins can be taken in second. And I'll go through the gearing at the end of the video. It's completely different. I didn't get good power out of the turn, but there's enough torque to get through that corner in second gear. Yeah, easing on the throttle, barely in control. Even now, it looks somewhat controlled, but I'm barely touching the steering. I'm just guessing how much steering input I can put into the car at high speed. Made a mistake right there. Easy to do. And there. And on to the settings. This is the Ford Fiesta. Suspension. Differential. Brakes. And transmission. So these settings are very close to my WRC 9 settings. The only difference is I've made the rear damper a little bit softer And this is the minimum stiffness I can have in the rear anti-roll without it being too wobbly in the rear. And that allows the car to be more stable when I'm putting in bad inputs, essentially, with the controller. And then the differential is where most of the stability comes from, the front lock on deceleration, which is, it says deceleration, but it could be labeled as coast or low torque situations, so high speed or off throttle situations. And this really stabilizes the car. And the brakes, maybe they could be a little bit more locked in the front. And everything else is exactly the same from WRC 9. And then the brakes are the same. And then the transmission, this new car has a lot of torque, and I've noticed I can have a higher first gear ratio, or I should say a taller first gear ratio, and it's still unusable. These are all spaced at a difference of 0.2. Oh, here it's not. I can actually change these. There, now it is. Now I might have a better first gear. So now it's a difference of 0.2, which is what I was going for, which I missed the number here. Anyway, and there's a lot more torque. So I'd have to try it out with these new settings now that I just changed it. And that's about it. Onto the controller. Let's go on to controller settings, options, controls. It's all about the steering sensitivity. So if you go to the steer left and steer right on the controller, sensitivity is the least sensitive I can make it. At -7, I can't even control the car because the steering's too slow. And then and any higher is just way too twitchy, especially at high speed. I want to have the very small dead zone. I don't know if there might be some drift in the controller, but I didn't notice it too much. The saturation, I want the maximum travel in the controller, gives me a better range. I don't know what rescale does. I might want to try that, but I don't know what this does. It doesn't tell me. Oh. Weird. Yep, don't want rescale on. So, and let's try it on both. No, doesn't do anything. Invert. Yep, okay. Anyway, then I just changed the shifting buttons. And that's about it for the controller. That's the only thing I can really do to make the car control a little bit easier. And that concludes that. Till the next one.